Okay, so when you're doing a proof in Carnap, you're going to start with this. In this case, this is the argument. We have one premise, P, and this is our conclusion. Okay, so we're given a line number, and we want to begin, just like we did in the other video, by writing out the premise. And we want to put PR at the end of the line, just like we did in the other video. But we also need to include this colon here before the PR. In fact, we need to include the colon before we put whatever we're going to put at the end of the line. Okay, so we have our premise. Now, to get our conclusion, P or Q or not R, the first thing we want to do is use or introduction to get P or Q. Wedge intro on line 1. And then we want to do the same thing again to get P or Q or not R. Oops. Okay, and that's our conclusion. When we reach the conclusion, Carnap will give us the green bar, so we're all done. Just need to submit it. Although these are practice problems, so you don't need to submit them. Okay, next, same thing. We write out our premise. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I write the whatever's on the line, and then I put 2 spaces, and then, like I said, you need the colon, and then whatever you're putting there. Carnap will accept, I think, less than 2 spaces, or more than 2 spaces, but I always put 2. All right, so now we want to get to our conclusion is Q. And so to do that, we need to use AND elimination. So first we do AND elimination on this ampersand here. So that can give us okay, so we can put that, and we can also, if we want, put not R on a line. Okay, but then to get our conclusion, Q, we need to do AND elimination again on line 2. Okay, we're done. We can submit it. Okay, let me just point out, I think I showed you this or talked about this in one of the other videos, but I did AND elimination to get not R on a line by itself. I can do that. It's a correct use of the rule, but I didn't actually need not R to get me any closer to the conclusion. So I could have left out this line 3 and the proof would have worked just as well. Okay, next let me do this one. Okay, so here we have 2 premises, P and R or S. And then our other premise is not S, and our conclusion is R. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, really the only thing we can do, or well, one of the only things we can do, is OR elimination. So recall that for OR elimination, we need a sentence that has a wedge in it, which we have right here. And then we also need the negation of what's on one side of the wedge. So that would be either this or this. We do have the negation of S. That is not S right here. So that means on a new line, we can put P and R. So that's wedge elim, or disjunction elim. And to do that, we used lines 1 and 2. Okay, and our conclusion, of course, is R. So to get R now, we want to do AND elim on line 3, and we're done.